Bueno. Vamos a seguir. Vale, las 2:10. A las 4 aquí nada. Vamos a ver lo del... Ah, coño, este se ha despertado, ¿no? Ah, no, es otro. Pues es todo cuestión de dinero. Tienes que gastar dinero para ganar dinero. Lo que realmente exporta es el dinero. Cuidado que es el cripto, bro, ¿no? Vamos a mirar en los halógenos. Igual hay que esperar a que sea de noche.
Set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice
Vale.
comes to life like a leopard waking from its
Que me
sleep,
quedo sordo.
yawning and roaring at the same time.
Botón faros.
The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine.
Ok, vamos a ponernos delante.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears.
Por cierto, el tiempo solo pasa cuando estás en conversación y esas cosas. Así que puedes explorar todo lo del mapa que quieras.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights. A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Ah, Martinez. Let
¿Dónde
me
estamos?
see. Right here.
He visto cosas
Oh,
peores.
yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt-out quarter.
Vamos a ver las perforaciones.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Contar las líneas.
The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some. There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200. The last row has 3 perforations.
Solo 3.
That's it.
Oye, Kim, ¿qué significan estos agujeritos?
Those are perforations.
Ya, está
They
ahí.
represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were.
En plan,
I
casos
should have
casos
guessed you'd
cogidos y
keep a
casos
record.
resueltos. En plan,
Officers
200
often do.
cogidos y
Let's take a look.
3 hechos.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's meant.
Yo soy alfa.
The first row represents your
Años
years
de
of
servicio.
service.
18.
18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Vagaba por la tierra profetizando el fin del mundo a rameras y mentirosos. Quedan 9.855 días.
Cool. I'm glad you joined us. Not a lot of money.
Profetizar no da
don't
mucho
cry.
dinero, ¿no?
Let's move on, shall we? This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished.
Ya, 3, ¿no?
You've got, let's see. Wow, more than 200.
Ah, más de 200. Otra cosa es que estén bien cerrados.
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
Es un consuelo, supongo que indica el último número.
Right. Those are your confirmed kills.
Ah,
You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
eso no es mucho. Así que soy un asesino.
For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock Quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
Ah, vale. No era cosa suya, no estaba.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
¿Cómo lidias con el estrés?
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Exactamente. Sí, lo de las drogas y el alcohol no lo quiero. Vamos a ser machistas.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Debería buscarme un pasatiempo.
Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
¿Cierto?
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
¿Alguna vez...?
Yes.
Ole. No, vamos a ver. Gracias por la
The
explicación.
lieutenant nods.
Vámonos. Guardar el portapapeles.
I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Claro, esto es lo que ya hemos completado. Ok. Aquí, rango desconocido, superestrella, apocalíptico, arrepentido, soso, comunista, fascista 5. Ahí, a tope. Ultraliberal, moralista, poli bueno malo, honor, bajas 3, casos cerrados 256 años en activo 18. A ver cómo acaba eso al final. Muy bien, muy bien. Eso, voy a tirar un poco la cámara hacia atrás. Se ven más cosas. Y vamos a ver qué tenemos por aquí. El reservado del sindicato, que eso es a partir de las 4. El concurso de meadas. Lo del alcohol, que no lo voy a hacer. Cuerpo colgado. Que con encontrar unas pinzas a la nariz, supongo que ya sí, ya nos votamos. Encuentra tu placa. ¿Quién dejó ropa en la basura? Podemos preguntarle a Kuno. Vale, pues vamos a preguntarle a Kuno. Lo primero, que nos va a mandar a la mierda, me imagino. Por ahí hay más people. A ver si no puedo atravesar por el arbolito. A ver si nos dice algo.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Háblame de la zona del crimen. ¿Veis mucho jugar por
Right,
aquí?
Pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it?
La ropa del cadáver está en el contenedor de basura. ¿Sabes cómo acabó allí?
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
Sí, claro.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are
El Mr.
tartan
Forma
ready.
Estética. Ah, mira.
They will also make you into an idiot.
Ah, también te van a hacer un vez.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around, except for that up there. Now you want performance gear?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say.
Alright, Pico, shit's right.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle for now.
También había una taza en la basura.
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again?
¿Sabes si esta representación acertada de un samarano en el sur tiene algo que ver?
Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you picked it after the mug fucker?
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
Alguien ha manipulado la escena del crimen, ha limpiado algo de ella.
Shit, that's
Qué
tense.
tensión.
Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh?
¿Eh?
Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
Asiente en señal de aprobación.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Tell the Kuno who it was.
Ajá.
He's curious. He likes putting two
Explica su
and two
curiosidad.
together here.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. Get away from my Kuno.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done. And
La escalera es
no,
tuya.
it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient. Look at it.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says you climbed the ladder up to your magic treehouse.
Get the
Básicamente.
fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse.
En el
Look,
invernadero.
Kipta's gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe
Pero
people of
Paquita
South
su maestra es cosa, que
Seminese
este también
or
es
Erie
racista.
Uppergite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Erie Uppergites of Ilmara. Not so much anymore.
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her.
Ella.
What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What kind of gardening is done in March?
Venga, vale.
Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't
Aunque
like things
ahora
being
ya se
like that.
cultivan todas las épocas
Suspicious.
del año. Ahí detrás hay un panel de eternita.
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind. Lazy dinks.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
Las putitas no serían zurdas.
The fuck are you talking about?
Trying to get you to talk gimp, Kuno. Don't talk.
No puedes ocultarlo, veo sin ver con mi ojo interno.
Inner eye. Fuck are you talking about? Ask me a normal question,
Te voy a
pig.
transformar la cabeza.
They're trying to make you feel stupid, Kuno.
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back there.
De acuerdo.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Ya me enteré. ¿Quién es Kuno?
Kuno's Kuno, pig.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective
para
as a
protegerse.
shield.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Trying to get...
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's
Intenta-
going to put his hands on you. Help! Pig's got Kuno. Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Responde a las preguntas.
Help! He's sticking his dick out!
Escalate, Kuno. His dick is out. You're afraid.
Pigs in here, Kuno! Somebody, please!
Me la
How
pela.
did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out. Just appeal to his reason.
Darle un puñetazo es muy mala idea, seguro. La que quería darle.
Look,
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psychopathic ghost with
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that, I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look. The Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look.
relax. He can't read your mind. He
No
doesn't
sabe que
know
estabas
you were
pensando,
thinking that. There's a dead body, remember? That's what you were doing here. You're a cop on a case.
I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. I'm gonna shoot. You're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno laughs at you.
Kuno turned you into his prison, bitch. You're gonna be in this shit with Kuno.
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever.
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
Bonito pipo.
You don't talk to me about my fucking peeper. You don't know where I come from. You're just Kuno's bottom bitch.
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember, this changes shit.
Click, 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 click.
The fuck about it? You're testing Kuno.
Get lost.
Yeah, the
Mirando.
kingdom.
Vale.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Averiguar de qué está chico. ¿Cómo que me echa antes? Y lo que hice no fue hostiarle.
Kuno doesn't fuck.
¿Dónde está la escalera esa de la que hablan? Me interesa, en plan, esa escalera es tuya, ha dicho. Ah, vale, esta escalera que está puesta aquí, ¿no? No aguantaría el peso de un hombre adulto. No, no lo creo. ¿Nos dejan hacer algo más aquí?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material.
Mundo
Eternite.
interior dijo que volvieras. 83, venga, por favor.
Because
Pero
it's
es que
nice
vaya
and
puta
orderly,
suerte.
well-laid pallets. It reveals no secrets at this time.
Joder, macho. Se puede repetir, pero... Con 83, 70 y algo de antes también lo hemos perdido. ¿Hay algo que no vayamos a perder? ¿Qué hora es? Todavía no son ni las 3, o sea que las 4 tampoco van a ser. Vamos a ver por aquí. Otra este libro, rosa, una pistola. Señorita casi en cuero. Ah, son portadas, ¿no? Las voy a dejar vistas para que no nos salga por aquí. Oli.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hola,
Are
Nete.
you interested in a new and exciting book?
¿Qué clase de tienda es
It's a
esta?
bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games.
Que
It's
me
called
lo
Crime,
pido.
Romance, and biographies of
pidiendo.
famous people.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Es un juego de mesa.
Board games are like little games on. That is a book. A postcard is a small card. My
Interesante,
pleasure.
gracias.
Anything else you'd like to know?
Te pongo algunas
sir.
preguntas.
I'll try to answer. My name is Annette,
Annette.
sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She
Dueña de
owns
la
the store.
tienda.
She's inside, minding the register. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
¿Por qué estás aquí fuera con el frío que hace?
I'm signaling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
¿No deberías estar en el colegio o algo
I
así?
do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
La escuela es una estupidez, tienes suerte de no ir.
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character.
There is stress and unease behind these words.
Está recitando el
She's
protocolo de
reciting
memoria.
etiquette.
¿Cómo va
Mum
el
says it's
negocio?
peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
La casa maldita.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up.
Y
You
esto
sense
está
the
tapiado.
bolts creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Me alegra de que todo vaya bien. Oh, maldito, ¿en qué sentido?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go,
Se declaran en quiebra.
exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
Parece bastante serio. Seguramente debería investigarlo. Cerrar los ojos y mirar a través de los barrones.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
¿Cómo se manifiesta la
It does
maldición?
not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Las manifestaciones
No
ectoplasmáticas.
such thing.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Puedo darle a la
does
otra,
not.
te lo demostraré.
Anything
Como si
else you
fuera una
wanted to
pique.
talk about, sir? Nothing really, sir. Mom doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms
Bueno, vamos a
or the
aparcar la
cellar.
maldición por
Maybe I
ahora.
can tell you about some of our books instead. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things. You don't look much like a policeman.
No, la verdad es que no. Entonces, ¿qué pinta debería tener un poli?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
Mira, Dick Mullen es con el que nos comparan.
She looks at Dick He isn't even drawn right.
Sí que está bien dibujado. Los hombres humanos no son así.
She examines the picture, trying
No
to
son
find
formas para
whatever
un
is wrong
poli.
with it.
Sure you can, sir. He's just a fictional character. He'll be no match for you.
Exactamente.
Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
¿Qué es el
It's the
romance?
type of book where or
Para
there
irlo
could be a story
saltando.
about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. No, I don't.
Preguntaré a
Yes.
tu madre.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain.
Maybe some about other books.
Espera, quiero ver si
It's
dándole
the
a las
type of
otras
book where
opciones
all there
del
could be a
romance
story about a poor lady. It
me dan más
happens.
experiencia.
Those are unhappy books. These are not very
O
well.
sea, el agotar
Maybe then it's
el
that's
diálogo.
really not a proper romance story. Not in romance books, sir. These are maybe some about other
No.
books.
No tienes por qué llamarme señor. Soy un humilde trabajador,
Okay,
ahora
I think that's
hablaremos.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading.
But it does make the famous people more famous.
La fama parece deliciosa.
Why would they do that, sir?
Seré una superestrella.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. No, sir, I can't. It would be too tiring to refrain from it. It's already tiring enough to remember to say it all the time. It's nice of you to say I could stop, though.
Yo no puedo evitar poner esta cara, esta de aquí.
That's a
Re-
friendly enough face.
Recordar que
most
tenemos
of
la
the
cara
time.
petrificada. Vamos a ver si esta lenguaje corporal nervioso de Elías es un libro sobre ti miedo a la maldición. 33.
The girl
Vale.
keeps her hands folded,
Menos mal.
hidden. Why is that?
¿Por qué ocultas las manos?
What do you mean, sir?
No tienes por qué preocuparte, estoy aquí para ayudar.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
Me has oído manos arriba, está bien, no pasa nada.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Te muerdes las uñas.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
Bueno, había dos
Well,
indicios.
that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Estás tensa por la culpa de toda la presión a la que te somete tu madre.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
En cualquier caso, otra deducción de 10 resuelta por el detective número 1 de la ciudad.
It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here.
Pero-
Ask her to do the same.
Vale, a ver
You're
si
quite
puedo hacer.
sober.
Estoy muy sobrio.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He
O sea que ya me ha
is
visto.
intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Y me lo estoy pasando en grande.
I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar,
Ok.
somehow. There's something you're missing.
Cuestión 2. Y creo que si es roja... Vale. Voy a irme porque hay algo que no estamos cogiendo. Voy a
As you
hablar con la
turn, a
madre.
bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Un destello. ¿De dónde vienes?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash
Poco de escenario.
photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights and they solve
Así
shit.
soy yo.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen, Salam Rocky Bayi, badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera, lights.
Acción.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you
Nueva
along
idea.
with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Este está a punto. Y luego tenemos esto. Más una enciclopedia. Dejar a -1 a compostura. Y esta me quitaría 2 a lógica. ¿Por qué voy a querer ponerme cosas que... para avanzar un caso, por ejemplo? Entiendo esta que nos da una enciclopedia. Pero... bueno, ahora lo veremos, que esta está a punto de acabar. Vale, hay que hablar también con la jardinera. La casa de ahí tenía muchas direcciones en el telefonillo, pero quiero ir a ver cuando cerremos un poco el círculo, si no... voy a ir
The
mirando
display
todo...
rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover.
Heimdall.
Nearly all the titles contain the word
Nórdico.
Heimdall. Someone
Oh, Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels.
¿Qué los hace
They're
tan
awfully
populares?
immoral and violent books. Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things.
No tienen
he
mala pinta.
encounters. They're bound to... What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
Juguetea con su colgante.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Heimdall
Ah.
Man. The Man from Heimdall. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Ok, podemos comprarlos.
rows
podemos.
and rows of Heimdall men blur your vision. Maybe 100. Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular,
Volada.
sword-wielding barbarian.
No le voy a dar a esa. Umbral del dolor, a ver si nos va a quitar vida.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are
Wonderful board game. Browbritter is a fun game.
Who
Voy
are
a
you
ir,
going to
esto
play
voy a
board
ir
games
rápido.
with? Do you have friends or family?
Tengo amigos, miro al
Are
teniente.
you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by
Hijos, amigos,
circumstance?
nenas, tengo de todo.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a
Vale,
civilized
¿quieres el
lousy
juegarral?
auras there.
Juegos
No,
de rol
role-playing
malfario.
games are popular among those types.
Pues no los
You
pongas a
know,
la venta, ¿no?
I've heard they turn people into...
An endless variety of... There's also books in a board game section. Who wants to read books?
Hmm?
There's a box that says Wirral 3rd edition mega setting supplements module. That price is steep, but then it's the third lonesome, long way home.
Eso es lo que hemos acabado, ¿no?
Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, A small house, no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no
El
longer
número 11 de
live
la
there.
calle El Viajero. Ya
Those
no vivo
times are
allí.
gone. And so are those people.
Porque
Why
ya no
did you
vivimos
come
ahí.
here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's
El
all
límite
you
de
have
percepción
now.
aumenta hasta 5. El Speed otorga 1 de psicología. O sea que podemos drogarnos. Ojo, podemos drogarnos. -2 a lógica, compostura. Estas son 9 horas. Y vamos a ir a hablar ahora a las 4. Voy a interiorizar este otro. Nos pone -1 de compostura. Creo que compostura lo hemos usado menos por ahora. Recopila recetas.
These shelves are overburdened
Mullen.
with a couple of spook novels hide.
Oh, you're a police officer.
Crime fiction. These books, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates. You see, a killing is declared. Dick Mullen in
Dick
the
Mullen
owner.
muere.
Turns out he faked it to solve a case. Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my Mullen. Tragedy calls. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
¿Quién es Dick Mullen?
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken
La
Identity.
identidad equivocada. Y hoy una oruga. No están muy
A
cuidados los
wallpaper
libros
back
aquí.
From Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise, could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
Puede ser.
Then this is the book for you.
Puede ser, puede ser. Échale un ojo a todo.
The
Todavía
plaque
quedan
on the
40
shelf
minutos.
reads, by
I would say the book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine, perhaps for a layman.
do her words seem vague and abstract?
Certainly, it's
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important. Browsing through all the suddenly, a high speed next.
I really must. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you.
Mapa.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. This large map displays archipelagos, Ozon, Laurentide,
Voy pasándolo más
Fas
rápido porque
Alamea,
seguimos estando en conversación.
archipelagos
Sale el tiempo.
disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou. In a bookstore, you can, on Caillou. 850 million people live on these little dots.
¿Veis? El
The
tiempo va
ocean
pasando.
breaks apart into a tangle
pues, si
of
queréis, lo
coastlines
podéis
and
leer.
azimuths, connections to other worlds, words past the insular.
Pero no quiero perder mucho tiempo.
You have little idea what they are. Perhaps they are gods. The north
Rabachol?
coast to the east, rolling hillsides, Huron. It's somewhere to live. It's so small you can't even see. No, this is somewhere to be. It's not
¿Martinez?
really a map. Still, it's detailed.
I'm
¿Mapas?
sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other, they're quite valuable. Though
¿Por
they
qué es
might not
tan
look it.
barato
The map of Martinez is
el de
90
Martinez?
cents, though. That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trip.
¿Qué
They didn't
ocurrió?
get that far. For
Que
some
no nos lo
reason.
podemos llevar.
A shame. The project never got
Podríamos
going.
intentar robarlo.
Would be nice if someone
Voy a
fixed
comprarlo, ¿no?
Martinez up.
0,90.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Mapa de Martinez. Gradual.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez.
Año 48.
With
Vamos al
your
51.
finger moves through the various streets, finally coming to a halt.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
Ok. Journal y mapa. Ahora tenemos un mapa. Bien, 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 bien.
This bookstore is not amidst the these three things. The point of the book, it serves wholeness when it's up to your mind. The book this is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
¿De qué van estos libros? Son libros de lo paranormal. Hemos oído hablar de la maldición. Vamos a ver. Venga.
You sense
Joder, macho.
something ominous emanating from the shelf, but it
No vamos a conseguir una puta mierda. Estamos fallando 80s y 70s sin parar, ¿eh? Lo más interesante de los fascistas era su magia.
Welcome to crime,
Olive.
romance, and biographies of famous people. My name is Plaisance.
Plaisance, Oliwi.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy
Las
you bring
energías.
into this space. Sir, don't be ridiculous. One has to earn one's
No nos va a dar
Certainly
dinero.
there are good things to be said about dependence.
Exactly. In this kind of business relationship, I could come and critique your work any time.
We wouldn't want that.
Soy la propietaria.
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
La que está fuera es su hija, ¿verdad?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction.
Yes.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Sí.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled
Un
were you
10.
to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Vale,
As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial
vale, le voy
future.
a decir lo de las uñas.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She can, if she has enough willpower.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there.
Okay.
There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband,
Tengo experiencia.
he tries to teach
Creí
me
que se iba a ir
business
y
lessons.
vamos a poder robar.
I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand
Vaya papada que
Cron.
tiene la compañera, parece un gusano.
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. He made the
Marido lleva
initial
el negocio.
investment. Since then, he's been what you might
Socio
call
en la sombra.
a silent partner.
Super silent, almost inaudibly so.
¿Es hija única?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
Claro, la economía.
Exactly.
Me he dicho que no vas a la escuela.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education.
And hell freezes over? Never mind.
Bueno, ya te hemos
It's
dado
not a good
90,
topic to get into.
0,90.
The woman looks aloof.
¿Quiere comprar un libro?
Goodness, you were already doing good. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look.
She
Puedo echarle un
smiles and nods.
vistazo.
Wow, you work hard.
Así es.
Oh, yes, you hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Cierto es.
Oh, yeah, like a horse. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked too.
Claro.
That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are
Ya el
evil.
puto carro hasta que la
You
palme.
didn't- That's just what it's like. Life and death.
Sí es.
But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the... It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about
muerto
to have
dos
an
veces ya, de
anxiety
hecho, por
attack
eso.
or shoot yourself in the mouth? Are you rich?
No, la verdad es que no.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're
Las
still
policías inmigrantes han hecho que los
practically
precios
a
se
hobo.
desplomen.
Look, the immigrants are cool. The immigrants play cool music. Everyone likes them, especially the women. Don't hate on the immigrants. They've got nothing to do with you living
¿El tema está jodido?
Boo-hoo. The system is...
¿Impuestos?
That's
Ah.
right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam car. Our tax is almost non-existent in the Gotham estate. That is Revachol. You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. 98% of all your money.
Anarquista. Fundamentalista libre de mercado, aceptar la idea. Parece una cifra muy grande. Plan de libre mercado, en realidad sí.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people.
Y despotricando contra los impuestos. Voy a mirar aquí.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the...
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Examinar la...
You see some kind of charm. An irregular... This is a traditional Seminese
Salvaguardia
ward
nutricional.
meant to provide
Deseo
protection
mala
against
suerte, pesadillas,
ill luck,
maldiciones. Ojo.
bad dream. Inhabitants of Ile-de-Fantôme, the
Islas
Seminine
femeninas.
Islands. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing.
Nothing. Now please go back to...
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the... Just as you're about to pull apart,
Sir, don't touch that. Parapsychologically speaking,
she looks away, mumbling.
Por la maldición.
Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't...
no, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. Why? It's not like... I am sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite, just please... You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains.
Sí, esta es
Just
loca.
step away, dear sir.
Lo dejaré por el momento.
Thank you.
Talking is always good. There is something mysterious about the curtain. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before
Dejar
you.
las cortinas por ahora. Ha dicho como si quisiera decirnos algo. Tenemos que ir al restaurante, son
Hello
las
again,
4.
esteemed officer.
Eso,
And
porque estás tan
welcome to
recelosa de las
crime,
cortinas.
Romance. I already told you. It's just a storage room for employees.
No te creo.
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
¿Qué hacen esas salvaguardas semenenses?
It's just for decoration.
Se ha roto.
Okay,
El
fine.
sitio está maldito.
It's just because this place is cursed.
Zona
Just like
comercial
everyone
maldita.
said. They don't... Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard
¿Cómo
me
se
and my
manifiesta el
honest
amanecer?
venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
The curse is so much worse
Una
than you could
enfermedad.
imagine. It's the curse of
Angustia
financial
financiera.
distress, of ruin.
Didn't that curtain just
La
move?
cortina se acaba de mover.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural
Cacodemonios.
here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence.
Puede abrir una
As
maldición.
if I was...
¿Por qué no me dijo
It's
que era
not
una
good to talk
maldición?
about.
Wow. Void
Espectros del
rays.
vacío.
You have new words.
¿Ha buscado ayuda?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parasites. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and
¿Colgantes
protect
o
us
amuleto
against the
protector?
darkness. Oh, this. No, it's a special... There are numerous spells...
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to
Puede abrir
describe
una
a group of
maldición.
people.
Most certainly not. I don't want...
My liege, you know what this case calls for?
Un
A
parainspector.
paradetective.
Sí. Totalmente. Muy alta. Esta no la fallaremos, ¿no?
Slither up to her,
Ok.
you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what
He venido a
world-class
ayudar. No es la primera vez que me
looks
enfrento a un
like.
suceso paranormal.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
Esta semana...
I'm not sure I can trust your claims.
The lieutenant keeps his usual. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Esto.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
La sangre semenense corre por mis venas. ¿Cómo semenenses?
You're part Simonese.
Ah,
Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
no, por supuesto que no.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain
Los
you can help
fantasmas no
us?
son rivales
Keep us
para mí.
safe? If you promise, good officer, then you might be our
Poner
last
la mano
hope.
sobre el
Do
corazón.
you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Una entidad.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Su presencia ya se ha hecho
You
sentir.
have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch.
Forma de una mujer.
probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever
Vive en
since
la
I
chimenea.
first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the
La
chimney?
chimenea, el pasadizo entre cielo y infierno, pues claro.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains.
Ujú.
God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume.
La puerta trasera de la
You should go
librería.
find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building.
Ok.
What is the source of this curse? Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
Así
What
es.
you discover? Probably just some
Okay, but please, only a few questions.
Nada,
woman
ya estaba
looks
eso.
aloof.
A la vista, librera. Vale, la niña se ha quedado ahí. ¿Podemos decirle algo a la niña? Es que me quiero ir rápido para el otro lado.
I'm sorry, sir.
You just can't out of the rain and
Pues
into
estoy
the gutter.
normal. ¿Qué haces?
Math. Oh, I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out.
Sombrero de Dick
Not
Mullen.
me,
Oye, muchas
the city, I
gracias.
mean. Like a detective does.
Sombrero de detective.
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. Right,
Muchas
I have
thank
to
you.
get back to my homework now.
Voy a
Before Mum
entrar,
notices.
ya le preguntaremos.
Man.
Me voy a ir. Voy a ponerme el sombrero este. ¿Qué hace? Opa. Una enciclopedia. Nos lo ponemos. Uno más enciclopedia. Vámonos. Al restaurante. Qué bien nos quedan los guantes. Y luego vamos a hablar con la jardinera. Investigar la zona maldita, eso es lo nuevo. Pero no ponía... ¿Se abría a partir de las 4? Pues no está todavía, ¿no? ¿Algo más con la señorita?
Hello again, sweetie.
No le vamos a pedir dinero a la pobre señora. Vale. Hay más gente por aquí, vamos a ver. ¿Qué tenemos que mirar? Ah, coño, la... Vamos primero a hablar con esta. Está aquí al lado.
Hello again, officer.
¿Qué es lo que se
How
está
are
haciendo en el
things?
invernadero en marzo?
Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
¿Qué nutrientes? Abuela falsa. Lo de la abuela es
A
demasiado.
bit much?
She feels
Relax, miss. This is not an interrogation. We had
¿Qué nutrientes?
Nitrogen and sulfur mostly. And whatever factories.
Stop looking
Yeah.
at her. Look around. What do you see?
El atasco de la plazoleta.
That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the
Una
harbour
posición
gates.
vendajosa.
This is a great vantage point.
Nos estás
for keeping
vigilando.
an eye on you.
No, of course not. I don't
Mira el pato y su
understand what
expresión
the
se
kid
borra.
did this right.
Fue el chico,
The
¿verdad?
red-haired rat. Can't say a
Dijo que
sentence
nos iba a
without
chivar.
or kipped. He's always giving me trouble.
Ah, esto lo están censurado porque está lo de modo streamer.
Maybe you shouldn't be. I mean, you do your job, but that kid is beyond help.
You've been resting here for quite a while, haven't you?
Yes, I'm tired.
Desde esta mañana.
I understand. The RCM isn't welcome here, and the locals want to keep an eye on us.
There's silence, the smallest of smiles.
That's okay, miss. Do what you have to do. I think we're done here.
Cierto. Hacer una maldita, comprarle el arma. Podemos hablar del concurso de meadas.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason. 3 days ago, during that time.
Vale.
Okay then.
Era por
Was
si,
there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
por lo de las meadas.
What about me? Good.
Vale, voy a mirar ahora hacia aquí. Ahí va. Le di al botón de Friends. Con el racista ya hemos hablado. Hay people. Frite. Sí. Flores. ¿Qué vendes?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicines. Their logo is the bloodless rose.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, magnesium, and hip. I don't know. Let's see.
Ya
I
sabemos
don't
lo que
really
hacen.
know what hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel,
¿Qué es
St.
San Baptiste?
Baptiste. You know, St. Baptiste.
She is right. Saint Baptiste.
¿Y esto?
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Una botella de
A
10
sign
centavos.
says,
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You need a bag,
bolsa.
I guess. We used to have some, but feel free to use it if you...
Ok. Podemos conseguir dinero por botella.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free
Bienvenida,
to
Frite.
look around or something. Everything.
what's that magazine she's reading?
¿Qué estás leyendo?
You mean this? This is Pop Stars.
Pop Stars.
It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
La policía de la moda.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish. No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real.
I don't know. Frit? A 7 to 11 grocery store?
Porque
I
está
think
escrito con
they
dos
think
Ts.
that the extra T makes it funkier.
The story goes that normal fritta with 2 T's, a men's workwear
Ya está
shop in
pillado con dos T.
Fredefort.
Okay. I'm not
¿Tiene un
really supposed
almacén
to
en
be
la parte
chatting to
trasera?
anyone, but a warehouse. I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Es importante.
She scrunches up her face into
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse.
Pequeña habitación trasera y
Just a
tal.
little back room here. Okay.
¿Puedes contarme sobre el fiambre?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so
¿Conocías?
not really. No. I didn't know him at all.
¿Cuánto
I
lleva
don't
ahí?
know really long.
No tiene ni puta idea de nada esta mujer
I
en
don't
general.
know.
No need to worry.
Okay.
Gracias por tu ayuda.
Uh-huh.
¿Puedes contarme la realidad que estamos viviendo?
Reality. You mean
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
La realidad
I
física.
don't know. What about it?
¿Dónde estamos?
We're in Frit as man.
What will her essay prompt be?
Como nación.
We're in a
Transición.
transition. You know, transitioning from monarchy to democracy. I don't know.
The clock shows the time at 10:09.
El
The
reloj no
hands seem to
funciona.
be still.
When
Revolución?
ordinary people. Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago. Our government? Or do you mean something cool?
Bueno, pero mira, nos han dado experiencia. Este es que idiomático. Dinero. Pilla, pilla. Aquí podemos pasar. Y aquí hay uno con el que se puede hablar. Ah, pero es yendo por ahí. Déjame explorar primero. Está trabajando en secreto. Está alto ahora el este, pero no puedo hacer mucho.
A lorry stuck
Mirar
in
por la
the traffic
ventanilla.
jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorry the driver has adorned his space. A large metal pendant hangs
Gran
from the
colgante
rear
diamantal.
view mirror. The
Sol
pendant features a sun
coronado
crown.
con rayos ondulados.
It is the seal of royalist era
Legitimista de
Revachol.
Revachol.
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep. Large
Legitimista puede
ashtrays.
ser
There are several
tradicionalista,
sums, and
fascista,
a
algo de
book
eso.
with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large
Racist nationalist paraphernalia.
Mira, justo.
Not unusual in this part of town. This
Es que
is
esta canción
likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Ok, recoge estos dineros. Este de aquí. Mira, una estatua. Coche extranjero bien conservado. Money, 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 mi tiempo es oro. Estoy loco por el billete porque mi vida es cara.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island.
¿Quién es este?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal
Felipe
reads,
II el de Chorrador.
I am Philip III,
El mayor de los
the
reyes
squanderer,
filipinos de
the greatest
Revachol.
of the Philippian king. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece.
Es lo que debería haber.
Something with great kinetic
Algo,
energy seems to have
algo le han
impacted
lanzado
the
cerca del
cuirass.
corazón. Una bala.
Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Misión espacial fallido.
Okay, I can see it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue is... Why not? What?
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay.
¿Probamos?
Mute, even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was not... Well, he blew through the whole national treasury. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber. He called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold.
Me gustaría dormir sobre oro como un
But
triunfador.
wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine.
¿Cómo?
You see,
¿Era
old Philip
cocainómano?
wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and
También era
ceremonial
esnifador de
weaponry.
golosinas para la
He was
nariz
also a
prodigiosa.
prodigious snorter of nose candy. That's what the revolutionaries said. This is slander. The king was just and beautiful. The
Autoridad.
revolutionaries made this all
Calumnia.
up.
Ok.
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay,
¿Qué le pasó a la
the
estatua?
original was blown apart by communards.
Una
Then
reconstrucción,
further,
¿no?
most historians think the
¿Quién restaura
coalition's
el
hasty
monumento?
landing may. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. People in Martinez tend to disagree. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in... Not that he ever did in life either.
No hemos podido ver lo que era humanocres tranquila por todo el camión. No hemos podido ver lo que era el disparo ese, que parecía un disparo. Como siempre fallando.
The small,
Altos.
wrinkled woman does not greet you.
Entroponauta.
She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands. And the photo, an ambrotype
Ambrotipia.
from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter.
Puede que sea tú, abuela.
Some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your...
¿Abuela?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her. Why? I just...
Ok, no nos ha dejado, ¿eh? No nos ha dejado hablar con ella. Quizá tiene algo en su vida o en su pasado, lo recuerda a alguien. Tampoco le íbamos a putear, pero... ¿Por qué se queda esto en verde todavía? En plan, ¿puedo coger algo dentro?
A lorry stuck
No.
in the...
Vamos a hablar con el tipo aquí. Este. Otra vez.
Bastards!
Líder de los esquirales.
We have a right to work.
¿Qué se cuece por aquí?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Nope.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work. Right to work.
No se parece nada a este.
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
¿De qué clase de causa estamos hablando?
Rights of people, rights of workers to have.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling replies from...
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work! Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
El hombre sobre la barandilla. Nosotros también, Esquirol. Grita el Aragán.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis.
Los gilipollas del sindicato no quieren trabajar, dejen entrar a aquellos que
They
sí
ought
quieren
to let
hacerlo.
him go.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were.
Yo también quería entrar en el trabajo, digo en el puerto.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is...
Why not? I see numerous pity.
Let us!
When a bunch beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt,
Como
seem to
si
fit
no
a man with
llevase
much
su
more
ropa.
corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to
La
turn
ropa
to
no es suya.
the emaciate. Silence is the answer.
Algo pasa, pero no me lo va a
You've been
decir.
talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
We were promised work. We'd be in there. Main gate's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind him. Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically advantageous position. And he's trained. I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up
Tiene un
there.
sicario arriba.
But that one's no joke, and my men are tired. Like civilized folk, you mean? These native
Estos
fucks
putos
don't
nativos no entienden
understand
las maneras
civilized.
civilizadas.
It would be better for the neighborhood.
No! They will give up. What's it to you?
Me quiere sonar tu cara de algo.
Don't think we've met before. I came...
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know. Worked at Territorial. Ring a... Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
Empieza a perder interés. esta puerta que no nos van a abrir, ¿no? Este es el otro bigardo. Pone Heber.
Scab?
Tirol.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time
No
to
soy un
time.
esquirol, soy un policía.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
Susurrar, no tengo ni idea de lo que estoy haciendo. Tal vez querrías ayudarme diciéndome quién lo mató.
Of course, policía. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
He didn't do it.
Él no
It's
fue,
the truth.
ciertamente. ¿Qué
My
detrás de esas
friend, I
puertas?
respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the...
I walk right past Measurehead.
Ah,
go
cranométrico.
yeah, the 2.5 meter tall
Por el manifiesto Semenes de 2 metros y medio alto que está allí.
Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door.
Lo pasamos, le damos al botón y ya
Then
está.
go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven over... Not yet, no. Sure.
Se debe la huelga.
Serious business.
Ya nos lo han dicho, pero es
He's a
por
chatty guy.
experiencia.
Wants to talk about...
Gracias por la charla. Vamos a hablar con el nazi. Ahí arriba hay más dinero. En caso de huelga, pulsar el botón tras el guardia. Claro. Puerta sellada herméticamente, bloqueado por medios electrónicos. Vamos a hablar. Está en Puerto Industrial de...
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm.
El pináculo de la culminación racial.
You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me. What is this, Andro?
Merely standing up makes you...
Stop it! This display of weakness may appeal to older women. With
Jean-Luc, his body...
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul.
Al-Ghul.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
La primera mentira.
Mouse moves. Occidental haplogroup.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
The ethanol fungus is deep within your nervous system.
Ethanol
Pulling the
también.
strings. You are merely its pupa now. I see no hope for you or your jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerate. You gave the world eugenics, electricité, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You dominated lesser cultures. You will be
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Voy a esperar. ¿Sabéis por qué? Por el libro este que estamos... Bueno, el libro. La idea esta del racismo que estamos ahí teniendo. A ver si eso nos puede ayudar. Igual nos da conocimientos y entonces hablar con racistas se nos da mejor. En este juego se pueden sacar una cantidad de clips sin contexto. A ver, ¿cómo unamos algo de aquí? Ahí. Vamos a explorar hacia el otro lado ahora. Podemos entrar en la biblioteca. Vamos a hacer lo de la biblioteca. Pero es que no hemos explorado nada más. Hemos visto esa parte. Esto, la biblioteca, pero no, el resto del pueblo no lo hemos visto. Lo que sí sé es que los estos son para los bancos son para pasar el tiempo. Y es pasar el tiempo. Parece que sea un terremoto. Están jugando a la petanca. Esto era muy español. Canto de las colonias. Qué bonito. No. Quiero hablar con esto.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
Vale, vestido militar, ¿no?
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old.
Deja de manosear del trasero como si fuera una moneda.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions.
No debería preguntar primero qué juego es.
No, you got this.
Coordinación o humano.
There's the ball. You're the game.
¿Ha funcionado o no ha funcionado? 33%. No me jodas, hostia. 83%.
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast.
Macho, me estoy empezando a cansar. ¿Cuántos 80 y tantos hemos fallado ya?
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
Gracias por hacerme la pelota.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
Buscaba hacer una cosa guay, pero la cagada como
The
siempre.
man in the uniform says nothing. His merry partner is staring. The lieutenant is looking at you. Everything has gone very quiet. It seems as even the waves have ceased their crashing against the
Veo que están jugando en un cráter.
It feels heavy.
¿Saben algo?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics.
¿Y las mujeres policía?
I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the
Papel y tareas
paperwork and other
administrativas.
administrative
Este
duties.
piensa igual que nosotros. Que él quiere decir. Sin mencionar que el mantener la comisaría ordenada y los hombres bien alimentados y felices.
No man can afford to turn his eyes to the horizon if his rear isn't secured. If the women folk take care of that, then men can tackle the bigger issues.
Las grandes mentes piensan igual, René. Usted y yo parece que lo tenemos todo claro.
The RCM doesn't discriminate. Women are held to the same standards as men, and as reflected in the quarterly statistics, are equally effective in their jobs.
Pues ya ya lo hacen mejor que en España, porque en España no es así.
Unlike men, they also have to deal with the very same mentality.
Esto, lo de las mismas pruebas, aquí no es así.
I'm glad at least some people keep a level head in these turbulent times.
Sí es. Están jugando en un cráter.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
¿Qué le provocó?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Exactamente.
Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Bien, bien, bien. Estamos haciendo aquí una especie de Trump, el protagonista. ¿Quién nos dice que son?
Sadly, no.
Oh, no pudo
It was the
disparar.
foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly.
Pero los echaron los
So
extranjeros
valiantly
y
we
por
got
eso ahora
licked.
están en una coalición que nos manda a nosotros también.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Me cuadra, yo también bombardearía este lugar. ¿Por qué bombardear Martínez?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those
Yo
foreign
también.
dogs, but the
Enemigo de mi
enemy of my
enemigo,
enemy and all
el mal
that.
menor.
They're the lesser evil. Yes, damn it. I know. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a
Las
monument.
élites del sindicato prácticamente
Now the
dirigen el
Union
lugar.
Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still all influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specifics.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Vale. Señalar de la vergüenza.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the right honorable King Guillaume
A
returned
este le cae bien el señor de la estatua.
had risen from the grave and led us. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to
¿Qué
replace
tiene que
the
ver
role of
Philip
the
en
suzerain
hacer el
with?
monumento?
It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything.
Ha mencionado a
A
Guillem.
true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Fricelle. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Some manner of self-deceit is present in
Autoengaño.
his thinking. Sounds like this.
Guillem lo abandonó y no quiere admitirlo.
And he doesn't want.
Damn
Fricelle.
Fricelle. He was a
Creo
king
que
we
no le
couldn't
cae bien.
protect. The Carabineers failed him.
¿Qué es
And the
exactamente un
crown.
suzerano?
The suzerain is the king. Has
El rey.
everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you.
Combustible legendario.
You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth.
Y encima
and
tenemos
whirled
el
the
debuff
cavalry
de
straight into
compostura.
gunfire.
Que ahora mismo no vamos a elegir eso.
Ah, yes. King Philip.
Oh, absolutely.
Cada uno es de un bando, ¿eh?
Feared and
Están jugando los dos, cada uno es un
testament to
bando.
what this country can be under the leadership decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. Revachol would be a different place if more people realize that.
Don't get started on that again.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates.
Oh, halt!
You can't even take the responsibility. That's why the
Of course. Clarity.
Philip III was even brought into this way.
Higher realms. He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
It's really not.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate.
Right.
Vale, os dejo tranquilos. ¿Puedo hablar con este aparte? ¿O van a ser la misma? ¿Van a estar hablando
I
juntos?
have really outdone my...
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston.
René, it's a little pleasures. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
¿Sabe el hombre muerto?
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for
Vamos,
a
debe
week.
de haber oído
But
algo.
no, officers.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union.
Oh, este se lleva con los del
must know
sindicato.
something.
He means caviar
Izquierda
socialists.
caviar. O sea, socialistas, pero de los de Rico. Y de Monter.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
Parece que oculta algo.
I'm not even anyone.
Ni siquiera
Of
soy.
course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René?
¿Quién
I'm
es
not
Ebran?
anyone important in the Union. Evra Claire. Everyone in Martinez knows the Claire brothers. I taught these
este era
boys
profesor.
human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later.
The old soldier mumbles something. There he stands, proud,
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Oh, yes. Not in the tech.
So that's what it was before. Him hiding something.
Vale.
He tries to... He
No es
doesn't
nada
know
importante.
anything.
Of
Me
course he's
extraña.
not a member. He's not a
Ya lo
member
sabes.
of anything.
Es
I
una
knew
veleta.
that. I hate
Lo
the
trans.
socialist rabble. But even siding
¿Qué
with
cosillas son
them
esas
is
que hace
better
para
than
Ebran?
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something written and I... Oh, nothing official, I assure you.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what
¿Es
to
usted de la
say.
izquierda caviar?
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer.
Es que es usted un poco veleta.
I prefer highly adaptable myself. Has a better ring
Altamente
to it,
adaptable, no es
don't
mala.
you think?
Mon Dieu.
No, thank you.
Con las reglas del juego, por si nos dan algo de
That's the
experiencia.
cushion. Well, then, the play... I could, but you'll put that knowledge...
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now? Hurry up then.
No le vamos a pedir... Me gustaría saber, a ver si me lo podéis confirmar vosotros. El tiempo pasa en los, cuando estás leyendo y cuando estás conversando, sí. Pero, en plan, yo puedo estar leyendo un diálogo a mi velocidad tranquilamente, dejando que hablen todo el rato y el tiempo no pasa, y cuando le doy al clic, cuando le doy a la siguiente opción y pone otro texto es cuando va pasando el tiempo. Porque lo está pensando y eso estaría muy bien, ¿no? Para que puedas dejar al narrador todo el rato hablando. Confirmármelo usted, Pofi. No sirve para nada. Mira, una bolsa, a ver si nos la da. Aquí hay más cosas. Rotonda norte. Apartamentos Veracabo.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest.
Pobrecito visor.
The metal feels cold and wet under your palm.
Tiene.
It looks unlike a
Miramos.
thick layer of graffito covers
Para
the
ver si
lenses.
era como el buzón
You
se
spell out
alegraba.
the word Onuk written on the other side. With that's Kuno
Kuno.
on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water
Entonces,
lies a
sobre unos
coast
pilotes,
studded with
vas por el
concrete and
tiempo.
reeds.
Una
On
cruz
it,
con forma de
a
X
church
coronando
on
la
still.
torre.
You know this to be the star of
Estrella de
Perkinesis,
Perkinas.
or the Cairo. The central symbol of the Perkinesian church, a star, a great moral height.
Voy
to
a
be
esperar, voy a
strived
dejarlo aquí.
towards.
O sea, no el capítulo, quiero decir. Voy a ver si pasa al 50 Al 18:50 o es cuando le dé a continuar, ¿vale? A darle.
The church looks old and weather-worn.
Ahora
Red
pasa al
lights in the
50.
windows.
Puesto creada.
Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice.
Vale. Ahorita. Vale, una bolsa. Vamos a por la bolsa. Ok. ¿Cómo lo puedo equipar? Herramienta. La palanca no se rompió. Lo que estaba mirando. No se rompió. Mano izquierda. Que la noche es joven. Este tío sigue tajado. Vea. Mucho dinero eso, quiero decir. Para lo que nos estaban dando. Un montón de agujeros de bala dispersos por el muro. Puede ser también lo que le pasó a la estatua. Vamos a coger... ¿Tendrá límite la bolsa? Para meter mierda adentro. Pues para que no pasen pulls enormes. Vale. Voy a mirar lo de la... Dinero. Ah, no. Son más botellas. Es dinero. Entonces nos las dejen coger. Son 0,10 cada una, ¿no? Voy a mirar lo de la puerta trasera.
You see a set
Abrir
of...
las cortinas. ¿Ves? Ahora ya no nos pone nada.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards.
Oh!
¿Qué pasa? ¿Me pone algo? Ah, puedo equiparme. Aquí podría equiparme la esta. Sí. Bueno, hay luz, pero... Cuadro... Mira, le han puesto un montón de... ¿Cómo se llaman estos? En Shaman King se los ponían aquí en la cara para los muertos, para exorcizarlos y eso. ¿Te acuerdas? Como plegarias. Sellos de pureza en Warhammer 40.000. Siluetas fantasmagóricas de secadores pelo. El retrato de un hombre ligeramente andrógino. Eso te iba a decir. Creí que era una tía. Mero de hecho de mirar ese corte de pelo amenaza tu masculinidad. Vamos a ver.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms.
Tenemos la llave.
It appears to be locked. Only an echo, a hollowed-out, dark echo.
Vale, vamos a ver con la llave.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key.
Puerta
It's eerily
salvaguardada.
silent. The door slides slightly open.
¿Quién creo que
letting a
debería ser
draft
tú
of
delante?
cold air
Abrimos
into
la
the
puerta y entramos, como campeones. ¿Qué quiere Kim?
What is this place?
Una aventura. Es el Averno, más allá del velo. Es un gimnasio realmente.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages.
Bueno.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Sí, sí. Lo he dicho antes de
Some
entrar.
specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight fall. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
¿Hubiera una razón por la que no ha venido nadie de años?
Yes, because it's closed.
Esta es
No
una
need
buena
to look
razón.
for supernatural explanations.
Mira,
where
déjame
banal one
que se
will
me
do.
vaya un poco la
Now let's move
flapa.
on, shall we?
La arena del saco de boxeo se está derramando. Huele a cuero y sudor. En este póster pone Citius, Fortis, el resto es ilegible. ¿Acordaos que decían que quería que era el espíritu de una mujer? Cola para el lanzamiento de peso. La podemos coger. Para que vale, pero... Objetos... Puede vender... Hostia, 13. Me da cosa vender alguna de estas porque sea para una misión. ¿Veis? Hago clic, se quita lo naranja. Sí que era para una misión. Es que 13 es dinero, ¿eh? Es un tercio de la deuda que tenemos en el bar. También podríamos no pagarla.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with.
No tenemos una
There
mierda
are no
de...
collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Para levantar 60 kilos igual no debería ser legendario, ¿eh? Una trampa. La barra no tiene...
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't.
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat. It's just a memory.
O sea que ya...
A memory from another life. When you were young and fit.
Joven y esbelto. Ahora me podría poner joven y esbelto. Vamos para arriba. Ver la entidad. Sí, está bloqueado por unos escombros y paneles de cristal viejo. Alces, duras, como... Esto tenía mucho... vamos, tenía el señor del bar, ¿eh? La majuana ya no líquido extraño. Motores de avionetas cubiertos de telarañas. Te recuerdan a espada. Maniquises, ¿eh? Torso desnudo de un maniquí. Tiene un extraño color amarillento. Más dinero. Terciopelo azul suave al tacto y apolillado. Se oye, pero no es el sismo, se oye electrónico. No es el viento. Luego de Slipstream. Palas de rotor de acero con el logo de Slipstream.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
Reconceptualizar el negocio.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
¿Por cuál empezaron y por cuál terminaron?
That's a good question.
Qué extraño devenir de imaginación, y aún así volvieron a fracasar. Qué trágico.
Reality is ruthless.
¿Qué es esto? Filamento de memoria, plan de producción. Esto es algo, porque cuesta 50. Cuesta 50. Con esto tenemos para pagar lo otro. Yo creo que esto es de misión.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework.
Apagado.
The keyboard has a rectangular
El papel cuelga de la impresora.
Radio computer.
Radiocomputadora.
Just sitting here without anyone inside.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe.
Mira, conectividad, que era lo de cosas mecánicas. Nos ha chivado lo que es.
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its
Dentro del
slumber. It's
compartimento.
empty, like a
Vacío.
beehive without its brood.
Bueno, parece que hemos conectado una nave alienígena.
The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Plan de reproducción. Bueno, de producción.
Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place.
¿Reproducir?
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's plane. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area
El
from its
letargo de la
rest?
zona comercial
Could
maldita.
this be its dismembered heart
Zona
beginning
comercial
to
maldita.
flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. That was a question. Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Still no. I am contractually obliged to protect the private.
I'm afraid we are not doing that.
Now, can you please repeat? Received.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of
Las
turning
contraseñas
up.
tienen la costumbre de aparecer tarde o
Fortress
temprano.
Accident. Is there anything else I can do? Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to. One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive
Radiojuegos
calling
interactivos.
radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Un equipo de videojuegos.
That's not bad.
Any other questions?
¿Eres una máquina o estás viva?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios. Now, please tell me if there's anything else. I thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still
¿Y la de
smoldering.
imprimir?
Nothing happens.
Nada pasa. Todavía no podemos. Vamos a buscar la contraseña. Wow, wow, wow. Parece como conceptarte,
Your
¿verdad?
flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural.
Voy a por agua. Ya ha venido el Gandalf a vernos otra vez. Parece de... Ya tengo los cascos bien. Ya no están sordos. He cogido otro. Lo único que no encuentro es la L y la R. Nunca.
Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there.
También los
Photos
busqué.
and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of
Welkins.
Welkins. You make out autumnal candle Welkins, casting wax-based magic.
Pero los de las velas no tenían un nombre. Los kobolds. No eran kobolds.
Translucent Welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space.
Impresionante.
Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona.
Grego.
No longer a mere man, but a Welkin. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Este. Importante, examinar los
It's
Welkins.
Vara Hamira,
Vara
a
Hamira.
high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble.
Sin duda
This
es
is
un
clearly a
supremacista
Welkin
Welkin.
supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged.
Vale, pensamos igual.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them
Cefalos,
purged.
los hombres sin cabeza.
Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Son auténticas. Uno de ellos es un supremacista Welkin.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
¿Quiénes son estas criaturas? ¿Quién los dibujó? ¿Son auténticas? Tengo tantas preguntas.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
¿Quién invertiría tanto tiempo en algo
Some
así?
people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Ha sido didáctico, pero dejemos a los
Just
Welkins.
look at those details. So much effort.
A ver la foto.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive
Enciclopedia
oil rigs
escrito.
built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden.
Parecidos a mamuts.
Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world.
La electroquímica, cuidado, ¿eh?
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world
El
as
plan.
the world becomes untethered from its..." This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar. Only
Calendario
much
escolar,
more
claro, las
brutal.
deadlines. No estudio de videojuegos.
Stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station
RUN,
41
run.
tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
¿Qué pasó?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer.
Looks like they
Fallaron.
didn't make it.
Hemos subido de nivel. Dije que iba a poner coordinación ojo humano, ¿no?
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod
Para más
schedule
detalles,
filament for
ver
details."
reglamento del plan de producción. Sí, es lo que conseguimos antes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in
The new
role-playing
black, la
systems
nueva
since
invención de la
the
rueda.
30s."
Slóganes. Frases para vender el juego.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin.
Secuencias en la
It
chimenea.
looks ghostly and strangely
Mañana nos habían
ancient.
hablado de donde decía que estaba el espíritu.
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very
¿Cómo
perceptive.
sé que son las teselas
History
quedátricas?
classes,
Historias de clase.
students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our
Hay que estudiar.
civilization.
Vale.
Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
¿Qué ven mis ojos?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7.
Vale.
You-
A ver, ¿frecuencias
unclear.
para qué?
It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
¿Tiene algo que ver con
You
medicina?
think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap.
¿Quién es este director
Someone
del juego?
very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the
Si es un
Game
juego,
Master's
¿quién
frequency.
está jugando?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station. Look, a list of names under the stations suggests people across
Ah, o sea, tú
6
llamas a la
zonas
radio y
would be
participas
played.
en la historia. Oye,
Burundi,
está chula, ¿eh?
Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My god. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
No ha
An
usado
echo
la
from
chimenea en
times
años.
long gone. No.
Y aquí.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, that is the question.
Ahora ya
Like
le
he's ready
apetece.
to lay out a fine theory.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these
Pensaban
people were trying
automatizarlo,
to
querían hacer un
automate
Baldur's
it,
Gate.
make it work on radio computers.
Jugar Dungeons and Dragons.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
¿Cómo planeaban hacerlo?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Sí, TDM.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
¿Alguien había intentado esto antes?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West.
En Revachol no hay industria.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game
Juego
before.
de rol.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately.
¿Qué crees que le pasa a la
No
compañía?
idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Ooh la la.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but
La maldición se los comió. No veo otra explicación.
yes, the doom. Okay, let's keep moving.
Quiero mirar a ver si de este lado hay también algo por aquí. Vale, no. Fuimos hasta el final. Vamos real. Vale, pues vamos para arriba. Todavía no tenemos la contraseña. Magnesio. Tenemos uno, podemos subirlo. Ahí está. Y dos reales. Real recuperada. Oh, una... Y esto es un oso polar. Qué guapo. Me recuerda a la de Fallout. Evento especial del Fallout.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator.
A ver.
The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Ojo, está en la... Ha puesto la mano en el arma. Podía haberlo puesto aquí. Mirar dentro de
The
la
shelves
nevera.
are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Vamos a coger la nota de la
You
puerta.
pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Ah, nos los hemos quedado.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Chocolate y vainilla. ¿Puedes saber qué narices hace una nevera con forma de oso en un sótano abandonado?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
Intentaban vender helado con esta nevera.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
El oso sigue costándoles dinero. O sea, que sigue
The
conectado.
fridge buzzes with energy.
Claro, ¿cómo no va a seguir?
The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Interactuar.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Leer la nota.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Mocoso pelirrojo. Se refiere a Kuno.
You find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself
La máquina
if
de
I
helados
lived in a
congelada.
civilized
El
place
filamento de
with a
memoria.
freezer. Take care, Sully Swaff.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. That's a plausible hypothesis. It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our
Un poco
contract.
de speed. O sea, que el chaval cree que se mete el chaval. ¿Alguna idea de dónde puede estar la máquina de helados congelada?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Ok. Cerca de la esta. Y hay un cable rojo. Ahora seguimos el cable. Quiero verlo todo. Ahí hay un horno.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the
Una
furnace,
caldera.
coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent
Mirar
fire.
dentro de la
Only
caldera.
dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying
Está el
or
gato
what's
mayor
producing them.
dando desde la puerta. Te asomabas. Le dice, oh. Niño.
What are you doing?
Puede que sea la entidad. Luego la voz del asesino del ahorcado. Creo que ahí arriba hay alguien hablando.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs. You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant...
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
No voy a darle una patada ni nada. Todavía no. No quiero subirme ahí estando solo en Iguala. Vamos a ver el resto. Máquina de helados desenchufada y descongelándose. Sí, está aquí. Vale, ¿y cómo lo abrimos o algo? Ah, vale, por aquí se puede pasar. La linterna proyecta una sombra extraña. Hay una puerta oculta. ¿Dónde? Ah. Un par de rifles escondidos sobre las tuberías. No es lo más normal. Armas inservibles en un falso techo.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too
Iluminar el
dark to see in.
compartimento.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting.
Vale,
Do you
vamos a
want to
mirar.
take a look?
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden
Rifles.
away.
Are these any good?
Caminarlo.
Most of them are rusty and
Cuidado.
inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock.
No tiene buena pinta.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Sí, sí. ¿Por qué estaría este
It
rifle
means
aquí
there are
escondido?
firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
Sí, porque sacar un
He
rifle aunque
likes
no
this
dispare
find.
puede intimidar. ¿Dónde estamos?
Seems like an old bunker
Viejo
from
bun-
the Revolutionary period.
Como si se hubiera
Look at all
derrumbado un
those
cacho
rifles.
y hubiera dejado
Must be an
descubierto
old
esto.
weapons cache.
Por $11 un rifle. Creo que barato, ¿no? Vamos por aquí. Mira, aquí hay otro congelador o algo de eso, ¿no? Máquina de los congelada que todavía funciona.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine.
Girar la
It has
manivela.
a hand-cranked ice cream churn. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood
gotea.
dreams. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Intentar forzar
You
la tapa.
slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but
Una
no,
palanca.
this is going to need something else.
Super palanca.
Some kind of super pry bar. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand.
Equip the pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
Vale.
From there,
Dinerito y unos apeces para recuperar vida. ¿Y esto?
2 cables
Cuadro
are plugged
eléctrico.
into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Quitamos el cable rojo.
An electric
¿Abrirá?
sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. This orange machine.
A ver, voy a equiparme el S. ¿Podemos equipárnoslo en la otra mano?
This orange machine is
Uf,
buzzing
heroica.
like an old.
No, no, no. ¿Podemos sacar otro nosapet de
Only the
aquí?
black cable is plugged into the breaker box.
Voy a desenchufar el cable
Something
negro.
close to you dies with a soft
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows.
Eso parece otra salida. Por todo. Camiseta de rejilla. Teatralidad. Esto iría aquí. Esto nos da extracciones y nos quita su... Vale, o sea, ya tenemos más ropa. ¿Lo de arriba? Cables de intercomunicador que conectan con el cable LED. Voy a ir a ver el oso. Ahora está apagado, ¿no?
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge.
A ver, al apagar eso les ahorramos un poco la factura, ¿no? ¿Qué hago? ¿Lo vuelvo a encender todo? Voy a dejar como estaba.
Both cables are on. Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current.
Hostia. Hemos salido a la calle. Vale, aquí volvemos a entrar. Ok. Es que esto está
This
con un
orange machine is
3%,
buzzing
tío.
like an old
Cuanto es mejor en el agarre, la
It
palanca
has
no es lo
a
suficientemente
hand-cranked
fuerte. Hay que buscar una mega palanca. Lo único que podemos hacer ahora es ir a... Aquí.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. You muster all your strength and yell. You're dehydrated, hunger. A lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that. The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
Nos maldonamos las
A
manos de
lush
carbón.
layer of coal now covers you. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid.
Le damos una
A
patada.
hollow ring echoes through the furnace.
¿Pero
Your
por
toe
qué?
hurts.
Ah, solo nos ha curado un cacho, ¿eh? Y una patada a la caldera.
Something
Ea.
breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow.
Oh, una mujer.
You've
La
awakened
caldera parlante.
the
La
entity.
entidad. Hola, ¿estás ahí? Dime algo.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you.
Hay una persona de seguridad en el segundo piso. La abriré.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
El cliente asiente y luego señala hacia las escaleras. Después de usted, agente. ¿Qué escaleras? O sea, yo no veo escaleras por aquí. ¿Se refiere por donde hemos venido o por donde hemos salido? Voy a mirar por detrás porque por ahí no... Estos son escaleras, ¿no? Sube. En este lado no hemos mirado antes, ¿no? Zapatos sobre un charco de nieve que se derrite. Tablones crujen bajo tus pies. Postal la Delta. Vale. Coño. Una jamba. Hola, buenos días. Bandeja llena de dados poliédricos de colores y cientos de ellos. Esta juega. Tengo unos dados aquí. Del año pasado, de cumpleaños. Haga centenares. Ya, hostia, déjame hablar con ella.
Hello.
Artesana de
I'm
dados.
Mia.
Soy Neja. Mujer de porte alguileño. Una luz esmeralda a través de... dados, pero... ¿Cuál está en la mesa? Creí que los tenía aquí. Con mímica.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
Ew.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Vende dados.
Could this be the malicious entity?
Cantidad, María.
Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Okay.
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Ah, claro, que ve desde aquí el patio. ¿Qué quieres decir con 1000 euros?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
Auriculares en
Mostly,
la mesa.
they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
¿Por qué preguntas por los dados?
I'm a novelty dice maker.
Nada de dados.
Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why
¿no?
you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
La verdad es que a mí me
Very
flipan.
good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide.
¿Cómo es que te
Ask
hiciste
what
artesana
you
de
need.
dados?
How did I become one? It was a
Ah,
business
fue joyera.
decision. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt.
¿Y tú juegas?
Not especially.
No.
I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Coincido.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on
Y esto también coincido totalmente.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Dado maldito, dados extraordinarios. Algo que me ayude en mi trabajo.
I think I have just the right one for you.
Uno rojo y otro
Police
azul.
colors.
Los colores de la policía. Y los de las píldoras de Matrix.
Not the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. There are
A beautiful
Lo
woman
regala.
tossing you a gift. Whatever you do,
Dejar que caigan al
don't
suelo.
overthink it.
Y vamos a intentar cogerlo, ¿no?
You overthink it. Your hands can't agree what to do, and the two dice drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like
El azul
pearls
desaparece
from a
por
broken
completo.
string.
Vaya por
The
Dios.
blue one disappears down the pit in the
Qué bien.
Ah, down the drain, like your
Parece
career.
como su carrera.
I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary.
Coger el dado rojo.
That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set, you see, but now the set is broken.
Tampoco vamos a hacer mucho con dos
It's a
dados.
shame. They might have brought you luck. And you definitely need luck in Martinez.
Ay, deja de ser tan profética.
Is she pitying you? Good God, she's pitying you.
Now, was there anything else?
¿Dónde estamos?
We're inside the chimney of an old central
Área
furnace.
actualizada.
It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build
No paga
myself a
alquiler, que es un
makeshift
plus.
home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent
sí,
here,
es cierto,
so
es
that's a
cierto.
plus.
Plaisance was right.
Hay gente
There's an
habitando la
entity
chimenea.
living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
Tengo entendido que el sitio está maldito.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Mi amiga Plaisance está empecinada con que este sitio está plagado de energías malévolas.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Sí, esto es la realidad.
All right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Eso quiere decir que puede estar conectado.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project. And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
What, so the curse only affects
Eso
people
es,
with
eso es lo que
poor
estoy
work
diciendo.
ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse.
El
It's
capitalismo.
capitalism.
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe
Las
are
fuerzas del
supporting you in
universo me
this
apoyan.
psychic quest.
So I'm the grand dragon in the cave. Might I ask what supports this claim?
Espectro
Oh my, I've
se ha
revealed
manifestado.
myself.
Eso es.
You better call the exorcists.
No me hace vivo entre fantasmas.
Of course. How convenient. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, then let me know.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She has been thorough and truthful. Plaisance needs to hear about this. Perhaps if you combine your psychic energies,
Claro.
you will make sense of the situation.
Profía es legendaria porque sigue en pie su negocio. ¿Sabes qué le ocurre al resto de
More or
inquilinos?
less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to
Hostia
mind.
puta. Que son todos los del edificio.
Yes, I think it.
A bit of
Voy a ir
experimenting
pasando,
every now and
todos.
then isn't bad.
Jamás dejaría que un andrógino cortase mi pelo, aunque me fuera la vida en ello.
You're right. It looks like you haven't let anyone near your hair in a long time.
Es cierto.
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemiteps Boxing Club, a community project created
Riesgo
to
de crimen y
steer
drogas. Le hubiera
at-risk youth away
venido
from
muy bien a
drugs
Kumo.
and crime.
Mira, justo.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
Un pequeño gremlin rojo al que le gusta profanar cadáveres.
Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's
Exacto, ese.
mouth?
Ese muchacho.
Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
¿Quién era
A kind
Remeter?
man from Gems.
Ah, era una
I
persona.
heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
A juzgar por los críos con los que me he topado hasta ahora, imagino que no salió muy bien.
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs
Estaba
was
lleno de
full of
anfetamina.
amphetamines.
Por eso estaba rajado.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago.
¿A qué
It's
viene
gotten
tanta
much
ventana
more
rota?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be turns out the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias.
What's the snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my... It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Un taxidermista que hemos visto muchos.
You mean Mr. Fabron?
Señor Fabron.
The taxidermist. No,
Lo único que
he mostly
hacía era
just did
drogarse.
drugs. Anything else?
Maniquís bastante
There used to be a
tétricos.
fashion atelier here,
Taller
but
de
I have
moda.
forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came.
No sabía que los insectos tuvieran derechos o
Yeah, the
activistas.
atelier didn't know it either.
Los del
They
taller
produced
tampoco.
a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
¿Cómo se exagera cualquier tipo de movimiento político en Occidente? Eso es una verdad como una catedral.
And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. Really? Anyway.
Mata una mosca. Los esquís y las palas de
They were
rotor.
made by a company called Slipstream.
Sí.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tumutiri or Hashkor or wherever he is.
¿Qué dicen las retransmisiones?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in
Ya
the
no
house.
sirven de mucho.
They were just props.
Porque iban
Why
a
return
llevárselos si son de aderezo.
Maybe you could make a sword out of wood.
Fabricarte una espada.
No, wait, forget it.
Me has ilusionado por un momento. Me tocó con una máquina rarísima.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. They certainly took their work very seriously.
Con tomarse
Even
libertades.
the usual, they ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on
¿Qué
time.
salió mal?
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
Claro, de eso va. Dragones y mazmorras y el rol.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
Ah, que no, esta no le gusta, solo vende.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about
Claro, cuando no te va
capitalism.
bien echas la culpa a otra
You
cosa.
know how in the end they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic.
Deberían
and
haberse
to show
esforzado
up to
más.
work on time. Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
Es el juego.
The result is
Un 1 en un dado de 20 caras.
20-sided
Pifia.
die. The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes.
Anything else?
Claro, había un oso disecado.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed, what were the other ideas?
¿Cuál era?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour.
Ya,
to
pero
man
sabes
the
que
booth.
esto funciona, por eso cogen de imagen en las discotecas. No ha cambiado la cosa, ¿eh?
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Esto sí ha cambiado. Ahora te dicen que les invites a champán.
Fritte does the same thing.
Fritte tiene la misma política. Está dependiente de Fritte.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs, I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. And they already had the bear.
¿Qué pasa con el oso?
The bear.
¿No sale bien?
Of course not. The bear was
Nadie quería
terrifying.
un helado
No one
protegido
wants
por
ice
un
cream
depredador
guarded by a
cabreado.
hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either.
Iba
And
mal.
half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravishell Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents.
Seguro que el oso lo hizo lo mejor que pudo.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't
Eso es
doing
cierto.
his best time. He said that the bear was his
Una visión
vision
animal
beast.
lucida.
He said he met his vision beast
Megaterio.
while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool.
Megaterio.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast. It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by
Estaría muy
telling
bien.
you to do more drugs.
Ah, llevándolo a consumir más drogas. Ah, vale. Yo me pongo hasta las cejas. Tengo mi propia aparición animal y todo. Yo no me drogo.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire. Anything else?
Se nos
Another
queda
failed
el intercomunicador.
business, perhaps? Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires.
Podemos probar
Sorry
a
about the
tocarlos.
confusion.
¿Que tienes un timbre en el edificio? ¿Cuál es?
The one with an empty name card. It's the last one in the list. As I said, it's quite useless right now.
¿Pues
with
preguntas?
Sure, I'm listening.
No tenemos más del
Pretty
intercomunicador.
Sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Algo del hombre que lincharon.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then, the woman under the large window.
Bajo la enorme ventana.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
Hay una mujer bajo la ventana. Se refiere a esta. Se refiere a esta.
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
¿Sueles trabajar los domingos por la
It's
noche?
an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
¿Qué te prefieres con jaleo diario?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
¿Cómo?
During daytime, there are usually those kids, and lately
Trabajo
I've
desbordados
been
por la
seeing a
zona
lot
por la
of
huelga.
drunk.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
Sire, nos llama Sire.
But I
Maestro.
never saw anyone during that fateful
Nunca te
Sunday
paras a
night,
mirar
I'm
por la
afraid.
ventana.
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside.
Bien,
Besides, I
gracias
rarely
por las
get up to
respuestas.
look out the window when I'm in the zone.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
¿Algo del
I'm
edificio?
listening.
No, el edificio lo tenemos.
Good. I hope
Podemos
it's
ir.
clarified things a bit.
Esto no
What
se ha
else?
mejorado. Habrá que hacerlo de otra manera. Y por aquí no tenemos nada más. Una pena. Por ahí hemos venido. Aquí ya no había nada más. Vamos a hablar con la débil esta, ¿no? Como se llame. No tenemos la contraseña tampoco. Ya la buscaremos. ¿Qué pone aquí? Al dado. ¿Y esto ya lo tenemos completado? Ah, no, esto es lo que hemos completado. La idea, ¿cómo la llevamos? A 59. ¿Por dónde habíamos venido? Ah, por aquí abajo. Examinator. Pues vamos a decirle a la jamba eso, que no estaba encantado, por desgracia. Tarararán.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now.
Sarcófago
Yes,
oscuro.
yes.
¿Cómo era?
Tell her how
Lo espantoso que
ghastly
quiere.
it was. You know it's what she wants to hear.
Un osario de negocios fallados.
I knew it. Oh, such horrors that have been thrust upon us. But What else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of
Sí.
course not.
Estuve con la
Have you
entidad
located the
que ella maneja, fabrica dados
entity?
artesanales.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
No, señora, he sentido su aura. Ella no es la causante de la maldición.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom?
De tu collar.
How did she explain the curse?
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet.
La incertidumbre la está matando, no le digas nada todavía.
To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
Que la... negocio de la taxidermia... Tengo respuesta definitiva. Mentir, taxidermia.
Oh, how horrid! I knew something wasn't right about that place. Tell me, did you find a way to break the curse?
Esto, vamos a hablar con profesionales.
Of course. I trust my Seminese wards and charms kept you safe while you perform the ancient rites.
Te mira con una admiración repentina.
All that matters is that the energies are retreating.
Ya puede
I can
sentir cómo se
already feel the curse lifting.
Con solo
It
decírselo,
will
ya
be a
lo puede
long time
notar.
until we're fully free of it, of course. But still.
Muy bien.
Thank you, officer. Truly.
Oye,
You
70.
brought a better psycho-emanation to this humble bookstore, and that's no small achievement.
Vale, muy bien.
She so badly wants this to be over.
Si hubiera
She
creído
would have
cualquier
believed
cosa.
anything.
All right then. All's well that ends well.
Así es. Entonces hemos acabado esta. La zona comercial maldita. Y tenemos un punto más. Aquí lo ponemos, que nos está saliendo bastante. La Warfare este es por algo que llevamos que... Ah, por objetos. Oficios electroquímica. Empatía, autoridad. View the crop. Visión espacial. Lógica. La que más nos está saltando es enciclopedia, pero parece que vamos bien. Fuerte de los demás por trabajar tus neuronas. Encima de la gente te va a leer. Esta es la que me gustaba. Sugestión, hechizo a hombres y mujeres, el titiritero. Tenemos 3. Debemos tenerlo en 4, ¿no? Instinto. Amenaza a la gente. Aguanta los golpes. Siete del dolor. Daño -1. Pero las cosas nos harían menos daño. Percepción, reacción. Conectividad. Voy a ponerme esto, a ver por lo de daño -1, ¿vale? No vamos mucho por ahí, pero... Y este solo tiene 2 niveles, ¿eh? Hubiera querido cualquier cosa. Le iluminamos mejor a la señora. La niña se ha ido. Y creo que a las 9 se iba a dar el tipo este. También. El compañero. En plan rollo que descansa, ¿no? Ok. Pues vamos a dejarlo por aquí, mi people. Mañana seguimos más. En Twitch lo estamos jugando en directo. Y si no, al día siguiente, aquí en YouTube. Pasarse en Twitch sobre las 5 de la tarde, algo así. Adiós, my people. Espero que os haya gustado.